Welcome to the Pizza Rose Podcast. I'm Steve, your friendly neighborhood delivery driver.
Don't forget about me. I'm Jenny.
Jenny, this is my voiceover.
No, Steve. You're mistaken. It's our voiceover.
Our voiceover?
Steve, you're so stupid.
Dennis?
Just get on with it.
Okay, so it's, now I feel a little awkward. It's episode 25, Bikini Pizza. It's that typical 2 to 4 p.m. lull after a Thursday lunch shift. Steve, Dennis, and Jenny are bored, so they decide to figure out a way to change the 8-foot TV that shows their locations into an 8-foot movie-watching megascreen. What about this? Steve asks as he stands on top of the driver's table and wiggles wires on the back of the enormous super high-definition screen.
No.
Says Dennis. Steve moves a few more things around. This?
Still the map.
Says Jenny. Steve thinks for a moment and has an idea. He turns around and takes the rabbit ears antenna from the old TV and plugs them into the new gigantic TV. Hand me the remote, Steve asks with his hand out.
Here.
Says Jenny. Steve punches a few buttons on the remote. Suddenly, the screen blinks and flickers a few times and the screen clears. Finally, they can all see a good old-fashioned local TV broadcast. It worked! Exclaims Steve with joy.
You know a lot more about TVs than I do. I just like to watch them.
Says an impressed Jenny.
I could have figured it out too. I just don't like climbing on the tables. You know, workplace injury.
Dennis states. Steve hops off the driver's table and back onto the ground. Let's see what's on, says Steve as he flicks through the channels. Steve presses the next channel button a few times, only to find that it keeps landing on channel 7. Looks like we only get this one for now. Guess what'll have to do, says Steve with a shrug.
Anything is better than folding 400 pizza boxes,
says Jenny. On the TV, Elliot Daly finishes an ad for an upcoming news broadcast.
Tune in to Channel 7 at 7 as we discuss in depth the ongoing rodeo clown contract negotiations.
He baits as the TV station cuts to commercials. On the screen, commercials continue to play when suddenly one of them catches the three's attention. In the ad, a beautiful woman wears a very skimpy bikini and holds a pizza box.
Hey boys, are you tired of eating the same boring pizza?
She purrs.
Are you tired of getting the same gross, sweaty delivery guy every time you order your favorite food?
She continues. Hey, I'm not gross, interjects Steve.
I'm not that sweaty,
protests Dennis.
And I'm not a guy,
declares Jenny.
Wouldn't it be great to get a hot, delicious pizza delivered to you by a sexy girl in a bikini?
The ad continues.
Try the brand new Bikini Pizza. Say hello to good times and goodbye to delivery guys,
she says as the commercial ends and their location and phone number flash on the screen. That was one heck of an offensive ad, declares Steve.
Yeah, where do they get off describing us like that?
Agrees Dennis. Jenny nods in agreement.
Exactly! I'm a delivery girl, not a delivery guy.
Steve looks doubtfully at Jenny. I don't know, Jenny. You are pretty doodly.
What?
Asks an angry Jenny.
Get over here so I can kick you in the biscuits for saying something like that.
She swings her leg towards Steve when Dennis interrupts her.
He's not wrong. You aren't exactly the picture of delicate femininity.
Dennis pauses for a moment and continues.
I mean, didn't you win the farting contest last week?
Steve nods in agreement. Yeah, she even beat Beth, and that's saying something.
Look, just because a couple of people puke and pass out during a farting contest does not mean that I am not girly.
Jenny insists.
Look at me. I'm cute as a button. I've got big eyes like a girl, nice hair, and all the body parts that make me a girl.
Well, I guess to me, you're just one of the guys, says Steve. At this news, Jenny loses the last of her remaining cool.
One of the guys? Is that really how you see me?
Jenny demands. Yeah, I guess so, says Steve. Jenny blushes the hardest blush a girl can blush so that her ears even turn red.
You're such an idiot, Steve,
she says as she marches out of the room embarrassed, angry, and very upset. What was that about? Asks Steve.
I have no idea. Women are a mystery wrapped in an enigma,
replies Dennis. What I don't get about places like Bikini Pizza is how they're allowed to operate. Doesn't delivering in a bikini violate the food code in some way? Asks Steve.
Food code is another mystery wrapped in an enigma.
Dennis says as he nods his head knowingly. Little did they know, across town at that very moment, Penny, the hot health inspector, was giving Bikini Pizza the final go-ahead to open and sell food to the public.
Okay, Kyle, here's your health sticker to put in the front window.
Penny says as she hands a grade A sticker to Kyle. Thanks, he says with a creepy smile and dollar signs in his eyes. Behind Kyle on the wall are signs for the female employees that show exactly how they are to wear their uniforms, suggestions on ways to wear their makeup to make more money, and the requirement to submit to a visual uniform check by Kyle each day before their shift. Penny notices that Kyle looks a little greasy and makes a suggestion.
With your final health inspection done, now you can go home and take a shower and get cleaned up.
I already showered for the day. I just always look like this, he says with a knowing, creepy laugh.
Well then, I'll be going. See you in a few weeks,
says Penny uncomfortably as she quickly heads out the door. Kyle waits for the door to close behind Penny and says aloud, yeah, you will. A few days later, after Bikini Pizza's grand opening, the Pizza Bros store is dead slow. Steve complains loudly to Dennis. Ugh, it's been so slow this week. I've barely even made gas money.
Same here,
agrees Dennis.
It feels like it's the middle of summer and all of our regular customers are out on vacation. I mean, I haven't even seen Boxer Bob this week. That guy normally orders like 3 times a week.
There's another thing that puzzles me, Steve continues. Have you noticed that the few deliveries we do get are to middle-aged women? Dennis gasps loudly.
I did notice that.
Steve's first delivery of the day is finally ready, so he heads out the door hoping to make a little extra cash on this one. When Steve arrives at the customer's house, he can see a cute girl in a bikini deliver a pizza. He pulls his delivery out of the car and overhears the girl speak to a man at the front door.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Oh, that tip is so big. I'd love to make you one of my regulars. Next time you order, make sure to ask for Christina,
she says with a flirty giggle.
Hee hee hee.
Oh, I'll be calling you all the time, the man insists. The girl in the bikini leaves and the man closes the front door. Steve takes his turn. He knocks and puts on his nicest smile. If she just got a huge tip, then maybe I will too, Steve thinks naively. You see, Steve is such a stand-up guy that it never even occurred to him as to why she got a big tip. When the door opens, a very angry middle-aged woman comes out of the front door with a frown. Good evening, ma'am, Steve says with a smile. I see you're also giving Bikini Pizza a try tonight? The woman looks irate.
No, we aren't,
the woman insists.
My husband is eating Bikini Pizza. The kids and I are eating Pizza Bros. Bikini Pizza is lewd and disgusting.
She then leans into the house and yells angrily.
And I want nothing to do with it!
Instantly, Steve feels uncomfortable to find himself in the middle of a marital dispute and simply hands her the pizza and insists that she have a great night. Steve gets in his car and rushes back to tell Dennis what he just witnessed. I figured it out! Exclaims Steve when he sees Dennis.
Figured what out?
Asks a puzzled Dennis. Why we're so slow and only women are ordering, continues Steve.
Oh yeah?
Says Dennis with curiosity. All the guys are ordering Bikini Pizza and their wives think it's gross, so the women are ordering our pizza instead, insists Steve.
That makes sense,
says Dennis thoughtfully.
Hopefully this novelty blows over soon. It's really starting to hurt my bank account.
Suddenly, Ed comes out of his office with a sweaty, flustered look on his face. He fights to catch his breath.
Did you guys see this?
Ed asks as he shows them his cell phone.
There's a pizza place that will send a hot girl in a bikini to deliver your pizza. I wonder how much this place costs,
says Ed as he trails off into the Bikini Pizza menu. Steve looks back at Dennis. Ending soon? This one might take longer than the last pizza place. Jenny overhears their conversation and chimes in.
Don't worry, there's no way Bikini Pizza survives the winter. First snow day, they'll all quit.
Ed's eyes bug out when he sees the price tag attached to his desires.
$50 for a large pizza? There's no way I can afford that. Oh, why am I so poor?
The end.
Thank you guys for listening to the Pizza Bros podcast. And I sound a little depressed is because I'm just really, really poor. I mean, like, really poor. I can't even get a second job to supplement it, and so I'm thinking about starting like a fan page or like a Patreon or something. You know, you could donate Ed's Patreon page, but then people keep going, well, what would you give away? And maybe I could do a pre-order on like a GoFundMe or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyways, just go to the Real Pizza Bros or whatever, because if I don't get paid soon, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Thanks for listening.